Get ready to chug down some knowledge because it's 15 questions on the world's most widely consumed alcoholic drink, beer, in this special mini episode of the show. This is Trivia with Buds. What? And welcome to the first mini episode of the Trivia with Buds podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Budds. I'm a trivia host in Southern California, and I put out this show every single Tuesday. We have 79 other episodes for you to check out, so I hope if you like this one, you go back and see what else we got in the can. We got some great stuff if you like pop culture, if you like movies, television, music, books, video games, comic books. We got a little something for everybody. But for today and this whole week, we are doing mini episodes, like 10 to 15 minute episodes of the show, and you can challenge yourself daily with 15 questions in your ears. We'll be doing the questions, then I'll tell you a quick story about me and whatever the topic is. Today is beer, and then we'll dive into the answers so you can check them at the end. Also, if you want to play along to try and win something, you can send me your answers for a chance to win a pop culture art square from my friend Drew A. Blank, who is a great artist who does these great pop culture art squares that you can hang on your wall proudly to say that you won something on a trivia podcast. Wouldn't that be fun? Again, check out 79 other episodes of the show if you like this one. They're all specified by their titles, what they're about. So you can do trivia on episode 59 about Dragon Ball Z and Quentin Tarantino movies. Episode 27, Marvel versus DC. Episode 4, Johnny Depp versus Mel Brooks movies. And that's all I got for you in this quick intro. These mini episodes are mostly about the trivia. So we're going to dive into those right now. Here's 15 questions on beer. Here we go. Here we go with the first question of 15 in the category of beer. Question number 1. What city named beer had the slogan, "It doesn't get any better than this"? Number 1, what city named beer had the slogan, "It doesn't get any better than this"? Question number 2. On what famous ship did settlers bring more beer than water? Number 2, on what famous ship did settlers bring more beer than water? Question number 3. In a traditional half-barrel keg, how many 12-ounce beers would you have? 155, 165, or 175? Number 3, in a traditional half-barrel keg, how many 12-ounce beers would you have? 155, 165, or 175 beers? Question number 4, what does a labier fillist collect? Question number 4, what does a labier fillist collect? Question number 5, what brand of beer does Big Enos want at a truck show in Smokey and the Bandit? Question number 5, what brand of beer does Big Enos want at a truck show in Smokey and the Bandit? Question number 6, Kenny Chesney had a hit 2005 song called Beer in Blank. The blank was a country. What country was it? Question number 6, Kenny Chesney had a hit 2005 song called Beer in Blank. It was a country. What country was it? Question number 7, beer costs less than what famous soft drink in the Czech Republic? Question number 7, beer costs less than what famous soft drink in the Czech Republic? Question number 8, who built their own brewery at Mount Vernon? Question number 8, who built their own brewery at Mount Vernon? Question number 9, salted peanuts dropped in a glass of beer will do what? Question number 9, salted peanuts dropped in a glass of beer will do what? Question number 10, beer is the second most popular drink in the world. What is the first? Hint, it's not water. Question number 10, beer is the second most popular drink in the world. What is first? Hint, it's not water. Question number 11, what beer had riddles under its caps like pictograms for drinkers' amusements? Question number 11, what beer had riddles under its cap like pictograms for drinkers' amusement? Question number 12, what root beer is known as the Frosty Mug Sensation? Number 12, what root beer is known as the Frosty Mug Sensation? Question number 13, what country do the friends travel to in the movie Beer Fest? Question 13, what country do the friends travel to in the movie Beer Fest? Question number 14, what country artist had a song called Beer for My Horses? Question number 14, what country artist had a song called Beer for My Horses? And your last question, question 15, what beer has a harp as part of its logo? Question number 15, what beer has a harp as part of its logo? Thanks for playing along. Here's a quick story about me and beer. All right, let's see. Me and beer. Here's a story about me and beer. I have so many stories as a man who loves drinking beer. I'm in January, like a dry January right now, so I'm not drinking anything. So it's hard to rack my mind and imagine all the good times I've had when I've had such not good times this month. It's hard to do, man, but you lose some weight. I've lost about 10 pounds this month by just not drinking beer and soda pop. And let's think here. Beer and me go way back. And I didn't really drink beer until I was probably out of high school. I remember having it at a few parties in high school and going like, ooh, not for me. How do people drink this? And then when you get to college, something clicked where I was like, I guess I'll try this. And then you just have a keg party to go to like every other night, and that's what you do. So then you acquire a taste for it and things like that. But I'll tell you this quick story. My brothers, I have two older brothers that are 10 and 12 years older than me, Tom and Scott Budds. They came to visit me for my 22nd birthday at Western Illinois University. It's my senior year of college. It was a really fun weekend, I remember, and we took them out to the bars, and we got hammered, and we came back to the house I lived in on 418 Johnson Street in Macomb, Illinois. And I remember I was so drunk, I wanted a grilled cheese sandwich, and I tried to make myself one. What the sandwich ended up being was a grilled cheese. It was like a piece of bread, a piece of cheese, and a napkin. And there's a picture of me eating it that I'll try and find to post along with this episode. Just me eating a grilled cheese and napkin sandwich under a table, completely passed out in my college house. So that's one of my favorite fond memories that was beer-induced, the grilled cheese and napkin sandwich. Let's dive on over into the answers to these beer questions and see how you did. All right, here are the answers to the beer questions for this mini episode of the Trivia with Buds podcast. Question number 1, beer. What city named beer had the slogan, "It doesn't get any better than this"? That was the city-named beer of Old Milwaukee. Done a lot of stand-up comedy in Milwaukee. JD's Comedy Cafe way back in the day. Now I think it's just called the Comedy Cafe. Might not even be there anymore. I haven't checked on it in a while, but Milwaukee is a great beer city. If you like drinking, go see a Brewers game and have a nice beer. Question number 2, on what famous ship did settlers bring more beer than water? The ship was not the Titanic. Settlers was the key word there. I was looking for the Mayflower. They come over here on that Mayflower, and they brought a lot of beer, more beer than water, which is interesting. Question number 3, in a traditional half-barrel keg, how many 12-ounce beers would you have? 155, 165, or 175? It's the middle number, 165. I always remember that for some reason. I think we used to ask at the liquor store in college, how many beers are in this? And they would always tell us 165. And the keg of choice in Macomb, Illinois, Western Illinois, where I went to college, was Keystone Light, which I have not had in quite some time, but tastes probably like water. And you could check it out if you want to have a nice drunken college night. 165 beers in a keg, 12-ounce beers. Number 4, what does a labier Phyllis collect? The answer is beer bottles. So you knew it was beer-related. You could have maybe guessed bottle caps or beer labels or cases or something like that, but I was looking for beer bottles. Labier Phyllis collects beer bottles. My Aunt Selena collects beer bottles, and then she turns them upside down, and she puts them in this walkway in her backyard. So you walk along all these different colored glass bottles. It's pretty cool. Question number 5, what brand of beer does Big Enos want at a truck show? And Smokey and the Bandit, the answer was Coors. He wants Coors there. I've never seen this movie. My brothers would kill me. My family would kill me if they knew that fact, and maybe they'll listen to this and yell at me about it on a nice text message. But Smokey and the Bandit, I guess this guy, Big Enos, wants Coors at this truck show, and he has to smuggle it in or something like that. Number 6, Kenny Chesney had a hit 2005 song called Beer in Mexico. That was the country we were looking for, beer in Mexico. I went to, I've never been to Mexico, but I've been to Dominican Republic, and all they had was El Presidente, which was not my favorite beer, and we were there for 14 days. So it's kind of like, I guess, like a Miller Lite style beer, and it was just, you got sick of it after 2 days. But only 12 more to go, right? Question number 7, beer costs less than what famous soft drink in the Czech Republic? I was looking for Coca-Cola. You can buy a beer for cheaper than a Coke in the Czech Republic. Is it still called the Czech Republic? Some of those countries, I never know what the right name is. So someone let me know if it's still called the Czech Republic. Number 8, who built their own brewery at Mount Vernon? It was first president of the U.S., George Washington. That's where he lived, Mount Vernon. He said, I want my own brewery. I'm sick of going out to these bars. I want a tap right next to my bed, right next to the chamber pot. I still use a chamber pot. I don't know if you do, but I highly suggest it. You don't have to walk as far. Number 9, salted peanuts dropped in a glass of beer will do what? They'll dance. They'll dance for you. You don't even have to throw singles at the peanuts like you do at a strip club. They'll dance for you if they're salted and you drop them in a glass of beer. You could have also said move around if you're a little lamer. Number 10, beer is the second most popular drink in the world. What's the first? Hint, it's not water. It does have a lot of water in it, though, and a few leaves. It's tea. Because of, I think, the large Asian population of over 1 billion people drinking tea every day, tea is the most popular drink in the world. Number 11, what beer had riddles under its caps like pictograms for drinkers' amusement? That was Mickey's. Mickey's malt liquor, I think it is, or malt beer, however that's said. But they would have little things like, it would be like someone running to first base, and then it would say like the number 8, and then it's like first date. I don't know if that makes sense. That actually doesn't make any sense, but you know what I'm saying. It'll be like 2 pictures that add up to a phrase of some kind. That was Mickey's. Question number 12, what root beer is known as the frosty mug sensation A&W root beer? Maybe you said mug, maybe you said Dad's, but I was looking for A&W. Or Barks, maybe. That is maybe a good guess. But A&W was the answer. Number 13, what country do the friends travel to in the movie Beer Fest? This movie's pretty funny. I remember liking it when it came out in 2006, and the country is Germany. They go to Oktoberfest, and they compete against all those other countries. Beer Fest. And I just saw a poster at the theater the other day for Super Troopers 2, about 16 years after it came out. So that should be fun if you like Super Troopers. One of my biggest, most used team names at Trivia Nights is Team Ramrod. And I always go, what is that from? And people go, Super Troopers. And I totally forget every time. Question number 14, what country artist had a song called Beer for My Horses? Toby Keith was the answer. Another country-related question. They love the beer in the country songs. And Toby Keith had a song called Beer for My Horses. I also think it was a bad straight-to-video movie, if I'm not mistaken. And your last question, number 15, what beer has a harp as part of its logo? It's a nice, dark, stouty type beer, and it's a Guinness. Guinness was the answer with the harp logo. Thank you so much for listening to this mini episode of the Trivia with Buds podcast. Hope you had a good time testing yourself on these beer questions. How'd you do? I'd love to know how you did. Send me a message on social media at ryanbudds on all things. You could also hit me up in an email, ryanbudds@gmail.com. If you send me all your answers to this quiz, and they are correct, I'll pick one of those people who message me that way, and I will give you a pop culture art square. Today's square is a picture of Loki's helmet from Thor, but his helmet is filled with cute kittens. Who wouldn't want that hanging on their wall or their fridge? Loki's helmet filled with cute kittens from Drew A. Blank. You can check out Drew's artwork at drewblank.com. And again, just send me your answers, ryanbudds@gmail.com, and I will pick one of those people and send them the print free of charge. Thank you guys for listening. Rate, review, and subscribe to this show. And if you want to support the show, I have a store, triviawithbuds.com/online-store, or just go to the website and click on store and get yourself a set of Trivia with Buds coasters made by my friend Jacob Cutting on Instagram, or you can get yourself a nice bottle opener that catches your bottle caps with a nice, strong, rare earth magnet with the logo on it as well. Really nice wood-made products. They're $20 each, or 2 for $38 if you want to save a few bucks. And if you like beer, you will love both of those things for sale. Thanks for listening. Don't miss tomorrow's episode. It's all about Star Wars. OMG, the nerds are going to love it. Thanks again. Bye-bye.